the power to turn around to their energy-hungry customers and say, sorry, the price has gone up and we want dollars.
Our resolve is clear. The people of Libya must...
The Black Talk Radio Network is made possible in part with help from the Black Talk Media Project, a North Carolina-based nonprofit engaged in the production and distribution of independent digital black media. Find out more by going to blacktalkradionetwork.com or blacktalkmediaproject.org and look for the menu tab, Crowdfunding Black Media. Black Talk Media Project, helping to provide you with new black media for the new millennium. And opinions expressed by callers, guests, and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the Black Talk Radio Network and Black Talk Media Project. Black Talk Radio is new black media for the new millennium.
Hello, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to BIB Radio. I am your host, Sisi Harry, along with my co-host, Brother Robert 11X Minor. Are you on the phone, Robert?
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Okay. I just realized something. My flyer totally says the wrong date, so I need to go in and change that. But let's go ahead and talk about this happening last couple days or whatever. As you all know, we are entrepreneurs, of course. That's why we have this show. But we were on our way back from Chicago, and we were caught up in a tornado. I know that sounds interesting, crazy, weird, strange, or whatever, but it's the truth. We were caught up in a tornado. And boy, I don't know. I don't know if we were really scared, but it was definitely a strange feeling to be caught up in a tornado. Some people actually died. I think they lost maybe 4 people, but we made it out. That was amazing. I even made a video on it. I guess I'll post it in BIB Radio. But other than that, it's business as usual. We were on our way from getting a load for our store. And again, we made it back safely. And it's the one day that we actually did not check the weather, which was the strangest thing because we usually watch the news all the time. But this day we did not watch the news. We kind of made a change in our program. We usually would leave really early in the morning and then come back like later on in the day. But we've decided to change things up. And I think in changing things up, we kind of just missed the mark on looking at the weather report. What do you think, Robert?
I agree 100%. I mean, it's just not wise to travel the highway without knowing what the weather conditions are going to be. And we're so used to doing it, maybe we just took it for granted. But in the midst of the storm, I think we both realized that that's not something you take for granted.
Definitely not. And I'm just like so thankful that we made it out, because that could have turned out really bad. I mean, when you think about all the wind that happened, all that wind, that was actually the tornado. That was the tornado trying to touch down. It wasn't just strong wind. I mean, we saw big trucks, 18-wheelers pulling over because it was just too windy. So I'm like, who do we think we are? We need to pull over and get under these bridges too. So we actually ended up pulling under a bridge probably about 3 times. So, you know, I said all that to say, you all just in your daily business endeavors, just do double checking, you know, check what you have to check, you know, in making things happen, you know, follow your first mind and the things that you normally do, you know, don't break your routines, because then things can end up in a really, really fatal situation if you're not careful. So, oh, man.
Let me add one more thing to that.
Okay.
If you're in a business with someone that you really care about, it's easy to get off your program because you're all excited. You ride with somebody that you care about, you love, and you just may get a little happy. and it feels good to be in a business with somebody that you really love and care about. But you gotta always, men, women, be security conscious, be safe. More than anything else, that is the true expression of love. You want to make sure that the both of you, but brothers, you want to make sure that you secure your woman and get her back home to the family safe and untouched of any, any kind of incident. So I definitely, personally, I wore that on my shoulders because I was thinking to myself, how did I do that? You know, how did I take my family, someone that I love, all the way to Chicago without even checking the weather? And it can easily happen. I like to know that and believe that I'm a very security conscious person, but it just goes to show sometimes you can be slipping, and that slipping can get you caught up.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's just a simple mistake, but one that you definitely don't want to make. I mean, I think we have Brother Davis on the line. He's a truck driver, and I'm sure he encounters many different weather situations, so he can understand that. But you all just need to really be careful. So let's just kind of get into the show. We're safe. We're secure. Today is March 2nd, 2017. I realize I posted on my flyer March 3rd, which is tomorrow. So people will be showing up tomorrow, I guess, but it's okay. It's podcasted, people. If you are showing up on the wrong day because I posted something wrong. And today we have an interesting show dealing with young adults. Now, let's see. The first couple of people that we have on our show, they are experts in YouTube videos. I'm gonna read our flyer. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get to it. I'm gonna read our flyer. So it says here, the title is Young Adult Entrepreneurs Accessing Technology. Join us March 2nd, 2017 for BIB Radio with Sisi Harry and Brother Robert 11X for another dynamic show. Sandra Tedford will sit in with us today in our conversation with our guests. Want to know how to get a successful YouTube channel started? Ashton Roper and Kalia Outen of AKTV give their keys to instantaneous success as our first guest. Ashton and Kalia push out positive, fun, entertaining, and Christian-based content. And then I have 2 links. And then our second guest is Mr. Jonathan Robinson from Beaumont, Texas. As a computer engineer, Jonathan inspires people around him in success as an entrepreneur. Listen as he introduces a company that he recently joined called Legal Shield. And then I have a link to Legal Shield there. Join us at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or uberconference.com/Black Talk Radio Network. Yes, or you can call our number 1-866-510-9025 or 704-802-5056. Press ** to get in on the conversation, and please watch your background noise. So that's what we have going on today. We do have Sandra coming on as a guest host. I'm not sure where she is yet, but we will proceed. So the first couple, I want to go ahead and play their video so that we can get familiar with what it is that they do before I bring them on. So we can go ahead and play it now, Scotty.
Good times, my dog. There's a lot of things that you show me, to look back at the old me. Girl, I'm just trying to grow with you and show you up. Girl, you know I love it strong. There's no way you can break it, go vulnerable. Baby, that's chemistry, just you and me. On this long road to success, yeah. Girl, you know that we blessed, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ashton.
I'm Caitlin. Why you say it like that?
Yeah, man, today.
Why you say it like that? Stop burping.
Sorry, guys. It's that peach finna. You know what I'm saying? If you know about the last prank, you know about that. Also, our last vlog video, my apologies, we had got copyrighted. That's why, if you notice, it got taken down and then re-uploaded. We had got copyrighted for an instrumental. Who was it by? Adorned by Miguel. So, it was copyrighted and whatnot, so we had to take it down, whatnot, and re-upload it. And then in the process of doing that, I took it off the video, and then in turn, it muted that whole little section. I didn't mean to. I meant to raise the volume back up on that part, but I forgot to, so sorry for that. Today we got the how much would you do it for?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just how much would you.
No, how much would you do it for?
Okay.
Challenge. You know what I'm saying? We ready, we all comfortable. This is my room, you guys. You know what I'm saying? She all comfortable in her little onesie. You know what I'm saying? Bootleg Victoria's Secret. And we put a post on our Instagram. Official AKTV is a post on official AKTV. And we asked y'all, you know what I'm saying, what are some of y'all suggestions that y'all want us to do in this video? Questions, suggestions, you know what I'm saying, that y'all want us to do in this video. And we got some awesome feedback, a lot of questions. And yeah, man, we're just gonna see, you know, how much will we do it for?
I got questions on my Snapchat too, though.
Alright, that's cool, cause you know what I'm saying, got my handy dandy notebook.
What?
And I wrote some questions on my own, so my handy dandy.
You had that in your pocket the whole time?
You know what I'm saying?
Did you take it from my room?
Nah, I had this since yesterday.
Oh.
We ain't gonna do Blues Clues, nigga. We doing Black Clues.
Black Clues?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyways.
Alrighty. That's so cute. So before we introduce our guest, let me go ahead and get our co-host on, Miss Sandra Tedford. Hello, are you there, Sandra?
Yes. Hi, Sisi. How are you? Good evening.
Good. We have Robert on the line too. How are you today? I thank you for joining us, and for you all who remember Sandra, she was on a few months back, and she introduced us to her book, talking about health and wellness, and we are introducing her today as our co-host, but she will soon host the show once a month. So you'll get to hear some inspiring entrepreneurial tips from her. And so we're so excited to welcome you aboard, Sandra.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and to just be in the house with you and Robert, and also to be able to talk to, you know, the up-and-coming entrepreneurs. So I'm very excited about that.
Cool. Well, we look forward to great things in the future. But now, without further ado, let's invite our guests, Kylia and Ashton. Let's unmute them. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Wonderful. You guys are so cute, but you fooled me today, I got to tell you, because I was watching that video with you like holding up the signs, and I said, oh, they're having a baby.
Oh, nah, no baby yet.
I said, oh, and you know what? It's so funny because I was like, okay, they're having a baby. I'm going to stop the video and keep doing what I'm doing. And then I was going to come on the show and say, oh my goodness, congratulations on your baby. I would have felt like a fool because that means I didn't watch the whole video. So I'm so excited to have you all on. Let's go ahead and do a brief introduction by way of you guys, okay?
My name is Kayla.
Kayla.
Yes,
I know. Okay, Kayla.
Yeah, it's Kayla. I'm a sophomore biology major at the Fort Valley State University. ROTC cadet. Pretty much it. I aspire to be a second lieutenant upon graduation, and I'm pursuing the medical field in the military once I graduate.
Wow, that is so inspirational. And then Ashton, what about you?
My name is Ashton Roper. I'm also a student at Fort Valley State University. I am a biology major, and I'm focusing on becoming a chiropractor after my schooling. Also inspired, one of the things I want to do with, coming up is being a professional basketball player, specifically overseas, so I could, while I'm over there, I could also, minister to other people with the Word of God, because that's one thing that we're very serious about as we take it, put it first in our relationships and also in our lives as well. So, yeah, that's about what covers me.
Right. Well, that's definitely a mouthful. Now, I reached out to you guys because you all were on Randall Barnes' Facebook page, and I like him. He's great. He's an author, and I said, oh, wow, look at Randall. He's got these young people on here that are inspirational to other young people. They're doing big things, and what really interested me is your goal to help people in making great YouTube videos. Now, let me ask you, in making these YouTube videos, do you all aspire to make a significant income off of this?
That is, I would say, for me personally, that would be one of my main goals in pursuing not only reaching out to other people, but in spreading the word of God, but also reaping from what we sow into it.
He watches a lot of YouTube, and I guess you can say the income part comes with watching a lot of YouTube. You kind of see the perks of making videos and having fun with making videos, and then just having just reaping what you sow, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's scripture right there, reaping what you sow. And it's funny that you're talking about that, because I have this thing that I'm on right now. I listen to a man named Earl Nightingale. I mean, they're very old recordings from this man. He's like an inspirational speaker, and he speaks on, reaping and sowing. And of course, the Bible speaks on reaping and sowing. But as we're in business, which you all are in business, although you're endeavoring in other things in school and the chiropractor and the military, this is still a business. You all are young entrepreneurs, so you must learn that law early. Because some people see people with all this flash and bling and all this stuff, and they think that they got here by doing nothing. But you don't get anything. You don't get anything by being that way. You have to put the work in, and it's so important that you all are doing that together. You're doing this together as a partnership, so that makes it more special. So tell us about making YouTube videos. So if somebody is a complete novice in making YouTube videos, like what is the first step that you would suggest?
When making YouTube videos, the good thing about YouTube is that you can be totally be yourself and make profit off yourself and you can market yourself with just being yourself, making your own rules. So one of the things about YouTube is that you'll be self-employed and you'll be your own boss, and you decide what your content to be based about, and what direction you want your channel to go into?
So the first thing I would definitely say is to get a camera. I wouldn't necessarily say you wouldn't have to get like an expensive camera. You can even use your phone, but something to record off of, and just record you and the way that you act and just your personality and marketing yourself. Is definitely just recording. That's really all it is. You just have to record and just market yourself. People go off of your personality, not so much so to where you're, acting like somebody else or acting like another YouTuber. It's more so like you making yourself known, I guess.
It's like you said, simply just turning the camera on, but you also want to focus on your strengths. And anything you go into, any profession you want to go into, you want to focus on your strengths, which is what could be, you may be expert in music. Say you sing and you're really good at singing. Make your channel about singing, and people will notice that you're singing is something that you do well. For if you're really good at playing video games, there's a lot of channels out there that's based off of playing video games. Right. Having basketball channels, makeup gurus, right? Mm-hmm. And even things like what we do. We do like a lifestyle channel where basically we just do couple relationship things that people just might find cute and funny, but people like it so much that they keep coming back for more. So.
Well, I definitely find you guys cute and funny. I was like, oh my goodness, look at them, they're so silly. I mean, she's there in her, like he called it, your onesie, your pajamas. You guys are totally being natural in your videos, and I think you're right. That does draw your audience in when they can see you being you, because if you're relatable, then people are more likely to tune into your channel more often versus like, somebody trying to put on this facade and, just like they're this and they're that. It's like, oh my goodness, well, I can't be anything like that person. But if you look just like me, like I might have some dirty dishes in the sink or whatever, and you got those in the back, I'm like, hey, I can make a video too. She got dirty dishes in the sink. Right. You're just as natural as possible. Now, who was making videos first? Because you guys got together how long ago?
Oh, it will be a year, on April 1st. So we got about a month, and we'll be in this thing for a year. But we both started making videos at the same time.
It was actually his idea. He's always inspired to do a YouTube channel, but I guess.
Yeah, growing up in high school, I had a lot of, when I wasn't in practice or doing my homework, I would watch YouTube videos more than I would watch TV. And then once I found out that these guys that I was watching were actually making a profit off of it and having fun at the same time, I was like, this is something I definitely want to get into, because it's something anybody can do and achieve. And I always wanted to do it with my girlfriends. I had some girlfriends in the past. They weren't really open-minded to it. And then when I found Kayla, her personality was so vibrant, and I was like, she would be perfect for this YouTube channel that I want to be on. And our connection, our chemistry was so strong, it just worked out so perfectly, and she was open-minded to it as well. So we just turned the camera on and started filming.
Right.
Okay. So let's get back to the paid part of it. Now, how do you aspire to cycle into getting paid? Are you going to do a subscribe button? See, I don't even really know how that works, but I know that you can get paid from a YouTube channel by having like a subscribe button.
Yes. So getting paid by YouTube, you don't actually get paid by YouTube
channel by having like a subscribe button.
Yes. So getting paid by YouTube, you don't actually get paid by YouTube, but you don't really get paid by your subscribers. You actually get paid most off of your views, only because you don't get paid by YouTube. You get paid by the ads that are placed on your YouTube. I know if you haven't purchased YouTube Red and you visit YouTube and watch a video, ads will pop up. Yeah. And those ads are what are
income from.
Yeah, they allow you to make your income, and some videos might have more ads than others. Those are usually controlled by the content creator. So the more ads, the more money. The more views, the more money. So and also if you ever went to a YouTube video and they gave you the option to skip an ad, so if somebody were to skip your ad, then you would still make profit off it, but you wouldn't make as much profit as to somebody that watches the whole ad. So the way the subscribers work, I mean, obviously the more subscribers you have, the more views you pull in. So all of it comes into play for having a successful income in doing YouTube.
Yeah, the likes also come into play because, people, before they even click on the video, they see the amount of likes or the amount of dislikes, and they also look at the comments. So when people just want to, browse YouTube and they don't really know what the YouTube channel is about, they definitely go and look at the likes and the comments before they go and actually subscribe, which all ties into the views that you initially get or, essentially get.
I agree, because you know what, when I go to YouTube, I mean, at any given time, I will look at the comments. It could be before or after the video, but sometimes those comments are more entertaining than the video because people are saying some off-the-wall stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It can be so entertaining. Sandra, do you have any question about making YouTube videos? Because I know that you are aspiring to do more videoing yourself.
Yes, actually, I had a question regarding that. So what would you say to someone who is like myself and they have an idea, a concept that they want to promote and they want to share information via YouTube videos? What would you say would be the easiest way for them to get started, or the most simplest way to get started? Or is there a simple way? Another question.
Honestly, it's all really simple. It's just putting the time to do it. So, like I said, if you just have a phone or iPad or a camera to just, turn it on and just start recording, talking, being that yours is more informational and it's not really spontaneous. You said informational, right?
Yes, it's a health and wellness and tips on health and wellness.
Definitely, I would make I wouldn't say a schedule, but what's the word I'm looking for? A list of things that you would do or that you would want in the video, and have it necessarily probably rehearse before you make the video, and then plan out the rest of your videos in the same order. So, let's say you were having a video about youth and sex education, or health tips about eating healthier, drinking water or something. You would have your introduction, introducing yourself, how, your channel is going to be, your name and what you do, what you stand for, and then your basic content. You can add a little, funny commentary in there to keep, people watching, and then eventually end in with, thanks for watching, you guys, and hope to tune in for the next, video.
You always want to keep people entertained every bit of the video. A lot of people, if you watch YouTube, the most successful YouTubers, they're a little extra than the normal person when they get on video, just to keep your viewers, engaged in what you're talking about. Also, things that you can do to help promote your own video. Also, what we did when we first started, we promoted on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, 3 times a day until we actually got people to actually start viewing our stuff and taking it seriously. Also, when you upload a video, you can also put in tags to relate your video to other videos that may pop up that's more popular than your video. So when that video pops up on the side where it says recommended videos for you to watch, your video will pop up right there as well.
So first, for starters, I would say that go on YouTube and find, health gurus and people that do workout videos and, health tips that you aspire to do, and then see, their subscribers, see how people respond to what they do, and base your stuff off of, not necessarily off of what they do, but off of how their subscribers engage with them.
Yes, because YouTube is all about what's trending. If you follow the trend on YouTube, most likely you'll be successful because viewers like watching things that are trending. Say if me and Kayla, we're a couple and we do lifestyle type videos. If there's a trend of people on YouTube doing the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Hot challenge, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a trend on that and people are responding to it in a positive way, we might do it on our video because we know that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
So always stick to the trends on YouTube and in the lane that you're in, or the direction that you want your channel to go into.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so like we did a video last summer, and there was a video of a guy showing the people how to determine if a watermelon was ripe. And someone brought to my attention that video had over 4 million views. Now, the thing about that got me was someone else had taken the video and it was under their name. How does that happen?
I honestly couldn't give you that answer because I don't know, because we have people that use our videos like for advertisement all the time, and we try and ask like how do they get our videos, but it's never been to the point where they profit off of our videos. Now, granted, there are videos out there that people make or unintentionally make, and they just wanted to post something and it ended up being viral, but they don't get a profit off of it because somebody else took it and made it their own profit. Does that make sense? So it's really like.
But also say if somebody takes your video and puts it on YouTube as well, and you can see they're starting to make a profit off of it from YouTube. YouTube has a thing where you can go to Google support and they'll allow you to write like the headquarters of YouTube about your concerns, and then they will go to the channel that took your video, and then from there they'll either remove it from their channel or they'll decide not to.
So like when you're putting YouTube videos, that's only regarding YouTube though. So if you would have a YouTube video taken from another YouTube video put on YouTube, if you had a video on YouTube and it was put on Facebook that somebody took, and they're, I don't know if you can get a profit off of Facebook. I'm pretty sure you can, but the people that take those videos and put it on Facebook or put it on a different social media, I honestly don't know how to handle that, but I know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought, because I was going to ask you a question about that. Go ahead.
I was just mentioning, like saying that off of YouTube, we only know that off of YouTube, if somebody were to use your video off of YouTube and make it another YouTube video, then you can express your concern about your video being published on a different page.
So we were going to ask, had you heard about Facebook developing a revenue share for the videos at all? Had you heard of that at all?
No, ma'am.
No, I haven't either.
Okay. Do you all do Facebook videos, or do you just do YouTube?
We do YouTube, and we put them on Facebook as like so people
as a more like a promotion type thing, but we do share our videos on Facebook.
Okay, because for me, I've been kind of scrambling around with that because of course you have Periscope, then you have YouTube, and you have Facebook. So my thing is you always want to be able to move them around, but which one would be the best to record from? Is there such thing?
I guess the one off of Facebook would be, are you talking about like Facebook Live?
Yeah, Facebook Live or even Periscope. I think you can record from YouTube now, just like YouTube Live.
As well.
Okay, so are you saying like in reference to being on a live feed, or are you talking like in reference to having just like a recorded video?
I think she was talking about like as far as going live.
Yeah, like if I have to share this video around to the different platforms, which is the best to start out with? Does it really matter?
I personally don't think it matters. I think that YouTube is more diverse, and you can put YouTube videos in several different social media sites.
Are you just talking about the live aspect? Or are you talking about videos in general?
She's trying to promote, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is, promoting. So I have the choice. I can do live, I can do Periscope, and I can do YouTube. So in order for me to be able to share it around to the different media platforms, should I start it out by using the Periscope because it's easier to share around, or should I use YouTube, or should I use Facebook? Which one's easier?
In my personal opinion, I would think it would be, if I were to order, put it in order, I would say YouTube being my number one, and then Facebook, and then Periscope.
Only reason being, I agree with him. The only reason being is because YouTube, like I said, is diverse, and you can publish YouTube videos on different social media sites. So let's say you have an Instagram, you can promote it there, like a short snippet of it, and you can promote it on different social media sites. I'm not sure about sharing Facebook Live videos. I haven't tried that before, and I haven't tried Periscope, sharing Periscope videos. But all in all, you can always go back to YouTube. YouTube is always, you know, something that you can go back and revert back to and, you know, look back and share it with other social media.
And not only that, I think just taking in social media altogether, for Facebook Live, I feel like Facebook Live and Periscope, those will kind of limit you to who all can watch your videos or who you can share your videos with. And with YouTube, it's like more of a worldwide thing that, you know, somebody doesn't have to be following you to come across your video or something like that.
Because we definitely have, you know, fans from all over the world. We have fans from, you know, Kenya, UK, Australia, New Zealand.
Because the thing with YouTube is somebody can type something in the search bar, and if your video relates to that or is
has a tag relating to it, your video will pop up, and it can be seen from anywhere anywhere. Yeah. Periscope and Facebook kind of limits you to your friends that you have on those accounts.
And people can just like randomly join you, but like, why would they want to join you?
Right.
But like you said on YouTube, people can just type in the subject matter, and bam, your video will pop up. That's very important. Okay, so now, are you all teaching class, or are you just going to continue doing your YouTube videos?
Are we teaching class, or are we just continuing doing YouTube? We are continuing doing YouTube. I didn't mention this in my bio in the beginning, but I'm an aspiring actress, and I also sing. So, alongside with, you know, me serving in the military, I would like to, you know, after that, you know, have a little side job or eventually become an actress in you know, Hollywood somewhere. But I wanted YouTube to be where we get noticed, because I don't know if you know Justin Bieber, he got famous off of YouTube, and there's a lot of you know, famous people are noticed off of YouTube. So I guess you can say that YouTube is going to be like our platform, and we can make videos, you know, regarding how to be successful.
One thing, when you're a YouTuber, you always want to give credit to your viewers and please your viewers. So one thing that we want to do is make sure our viewers are well informed on the YouTube lifestyle, and make sure that everybody knows that, you know, it's not for me and Kayla, that anybody can do it. All you got to do is have a passion about something that you want to do and turn the camera on. And as long as you keep uploading, one of your videos is bound to hit. You just got to stay consistent.
So yeah, that's why I don't necessarily think there's going to be like a teaching type of YouTube channel, but it's more like you can watch us grow and you grow as well.
Yeah, so we'll definitely keep because we pushed out a video, was it last week, about how to be successful on YouTube. So we'll also be doing videos like that for sure in the future as well, as we reach different milestones.
So I got another question. So what number do you have to reach to become viral status?
Viral status. So for YouTube, right? You can post a whole bunch of videos, right? And so one of your videos could blow up, and then it'll set up your whole YouTube, and your YouTube can profit mainly just off of that video. We have a couple videos that I guess you could say went viral. One of them has about 300,000 views on it. Now, a number of...
There's not really a set number you can say that you're... I mean, there are, you know, successful YouTubers that have like 1 million subscribers or 1.1 million subscribers and, you know, 2 million subscribers. But it's really more so on the amount of views or the amount of views on a certain video that would make you I guess,
I
viral.
think he's talking about, like, what you consider viral.
I don't think there's a set number. Yeah, I don't think there's a set number. It really is more like of views on a video.
I think once you hit around 20K views on something, or even 10K views, I think you're on the verge of.
Yeah, you're pretty successful.
The verge of calling it viral. Yeah. 10,000 people is a lot of people and a lot of reach. We started off at 10,000, and then from there, once we hit 10,000, we kind of took off, and then people just started noticing us.
Okay, so like when you get 10,000 views, when does YouTube, or how does that work? Because I've been told a lot of different numbers. So you're saying 10,000 views, quote unquote, equals a viral status. Then when does YouTube kick in and say, okay, we need to pay you guys for the amount of?
So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. So YouTube, they have people that, you know what I'm saying, watch your channel and monitor your channel. And what they do is they send you a email when they think you've reached a popularity status that is helping them advertise the ads they have on you. So basically, when they think your channel is big enough to help them profit off of the ads that they're using, they'll enable your account to be monetized. And when your account is monetized, then you're able to make a profit off of your channel. I think we got monetized when we hit 400 or 500 subscribers, but we had our video had 5,000 views on it. So, but I also know for different YouTubers, it's different numbers. So there's not really a set number, but YouTube does monitor your channel to see if your popularity on YouTube is credible enough for them to monetize your account. And when they do, they'll email you a message saying that your account is able to be monetized, and then you just from there you go through all the steps, and they're gonna send you a code in the mail, and then you type the code in for your your AdSense account and whatnot, and then from there you start profiting.
So it's not just about views by itself, because again, I go back to this video that's got over 4 million views, and listening to you guys, you say Facebook really don't pay anybody. On Facebook, we got over 750,000 views on Facebook off this one video. So it's when you talk about YouTube, you really have to have a subscriber amount plus the views, or which one is more important to YouTube, the subscriber amount or the views, or both of them together?
I mean, both of them together work in your favor. I think either one could work in your favor. So you can have a big subscriber amount that will
help you get a lot of views.
Will help you get a lot of views, or you can have that one video that has a lot of views.
Right.
That will help your subscribers. So they really go hand in hand. I wouldn't say focus on one or the other because, well, I just wouldn't. But as far as getting paid on YouTube, it's all about your popularity status and how many people, you know what I'm saying, search your channel and watch your videos.
Wow.
Well, let me ask you, you know, you guys are talking about it, and anybody can just go and film something and upload it. But for those that are not technology savvy, I mean, you guys have a nice intro, and I mean, you're just doing all these things. What if I don't know how to do all that, guys?
Well, there's always a video. Like I say, it's always a YouTube video.
YouTube for everything.
To help you with anything. The way I learned to edit in high school, I used to edit I used to make commercials in high school. Now, coming to college, I didn't know that I wasn't going to be a mass comm major. But it's definitely easy for you to just type in, you know, on YouTube. And also, depending on the type of computer or PC that you're using, me and Ashton and I have a Mac. So it comes with an editing software, which is pretty self-explanatory. You don't really have to know much about editing to figure it out. But for those that don't have a Mac, you can download or pay for editing software and just Google the editing software, the title of the editing software, or YouTube it, and there's definitely a bunch of videos out there that, you know, people help and just basic steps on how to edit and, you know, how to put videos together, how to make an intro, how to get paid on YouTube. They have videos for that too.
And also,
Absolutely.
And also, especially if you're young and if you're in school, somewhere in your school, I'm pretty sure that you could get in contact with somebody like a mass comm major or somebody that is tech savvy. And I would also encourage networking with them.
Yeah, helping to help, growing with each other. Because you also help, like we have LaFleur Photos. We have somebody that works with us with recording, and he's very, very tech savvy. Very, very tech savvy. He has his own big camera, and he has 2 computers, and he knows how to edit and all that good stuff. So we ask him, and he helps us. So it's more like, he grows with, our YouTube channel, and then we grow as well by him helping us.
Okay, so when I see you guys sitting down and you have on your onesie and you're playing around, so do you have the camera guy in there, or are you using your camera? How does that work?
Usually when he films for us, it's if we're doing an event. Like if you go to our channel and you look at some of our videos, like some of our vlogs, which are basically kind of like a
hosting type of events. Like if we have we go to HBC, so we have a lot of events like Hope Cafe and speed dating.
We did a speed dating event. We did Hope Cafe, Hope Cafe, which is kind of like a
jazz type of cafe.
So they did poetry events. People sang and danced and stuff like that.
That's usually when he comes in, because the camera can go on the tripod for so long to where it's just one angle.
Yeah, you can't capture the whole excitement of everything. But for those type of videos, like the one that you mentioned, we just put the camera on a tripod and press record.
Okay. Well, I think our CEO has a question. Scotty, go ahead. Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, you don't have to call me CEO. I don't like titles and stuff like that, Sisi. I know you do that out of respect, and it's a business show, and y'all bring on a bunch of CEOs, but I'm, that title, this is Scotty. Everybody know me. On Black Talk Radio Network. I'm just sitting here excited, wanting, just listening, because, technology is our thing with the Black Talk Media Project and advancing independent Black voices through new media technology. And we've been at it as a nonprofit for eight years. And I just wanted to add some of my expertise on some things that I have heard. The first thing, there is software that you can broadcast live or publish to both YouTube and Facebook Live. We do maintain a YouTube channel, Black Talk Radio. We have a Facebook page, Black Talk Radio Network, and I publish videos. We're streaming live to Facebook right now. We do have the ability, and we were streaming live to YouTube at the same time, but it's kind of redundant because one of our radio streams, when it saves as a podcast, it saves it automatically to YouTube. So that's the only reason we're not doing it. But there is software. It's fairly inexpensive if you want to look into it. XSplit. But it's for PC. It's not for Mac, though. But they do, if you Google that, like XSplit for Mac, it'll show you some equivalents. But for those who are on PC, you can stream to both Facebook and YouTube Live. And also, you can tag Facebook. Facebook video is blowing up. And just from what I acknowledge, when I was streaming live, again, we're not doing video like you all are doing, where y'all in front of the cameras. We're actually just streaming, our audio and with some graphics or whatnot. But the software can be used for what you all do. It allows you to even put in the green screen, which I just been playing around and put out a couple of videos with the green screen where, I could put whatever kind of background I want, and it just all integrates it. I love that. I love that software. But Facebook, because I read a lot of the industry news, right? So Facebook is looking at monetizing their videos. And one of the things I noticed when I was doing Facebook Live and YouTube Live is that we didn't get as many live viewers on YouTube Live. But on Facebook, it seems that it accumulates views a lot faster than YouTube. But YouTube will be number one simply for the monetized aspect. Facebook hasn't done it yet. Okay, so yeah, when Sisi asked the question, what's 1, 2, and 3? YouTube is the top of the game right there. But there's no reason you can't do both. But Facebook I read, supposed to allow them to monetize those videos, and for whatever reason, we get way more Facebook views than we do YouTube views. So that's just something I want to add, just from my experience and expertise of what I've been working with. Thank you.
Okay, well, don't go away yet, Scotty. Now, Scotty actually teaches class on Saturday. Even our guests may be interested in this class. What is the class you teach, Scotty?
Well, the Black Talk Media Project it's not really a class. It turns into a class, but it's like a service we provide for our clients and anyone wanting to learn new media technology. Now, we focus on digital radio. We focus on that and podcasting as a platform, but I do also know a lot about, video as well. So any question anybody has about anything, I'll do my best to my ability for 2 hours every Saturday afternoon to answer those questions. And we have a webinar. We do it right through this conference line because it has a feature that allows you to watch my screen as I show you how to use certain software and things of that nature. So that's what we do. The Black Talk Media Project does that class every Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm. And I've attended that class, and it's actually very informative. So if you all are interested, I would say, link into Black Talk Media Project, join the Facebook page or like the Facebook page for Black Talk Radio Network so that you can gain that knowledge and information.
Sisi, when we played their earlier clip, or he was talking about the copyrighted music. That's one of the classes we just did. And I also made a video about that because we work with people who also do radio streams. And this one client, he has a license from I think it's BMI for his radio stream. But I did the video, and I'm showing you the documented history from industry experts. You can see that in the video, screen share, and where those are separate licenses if you want to use them in podcasts. So live stream is one license, and we're talking radio. But then if you save it as a podcast, like podcasting is big even for audio, you have to have separate licenses for that. So I was like, why even if you're doing a talk radio program, why do you need copyrighted music? YouTube has a library full of free instrumentals that's copyright free.
Right. That's something that I learned because, of course, we want to just pull out our favorite song and play it, but you can't be doing that. Later on you might get sued or something. So you want to make sure. And you guys had that same issue. What was the song you were playing?
I think it was an instrumental by Miguel that we used. And we actually we took it from a YouTube video and we put it through a converter, an MP3 converter, and it just didn't work out. And it copyrighted us, and with that being copyrighted, it didn't allow us to make money off of that video, so we had to take it down. Wow.
Now, did you know about the free music there?
Oh, yes. I think we use one. I just figured out about the free music on YouTube. I think we just used one in our last video.
Mm-hmm. Music that was playing while we were flipping the cards.
Yeah, we took that one off the free list. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I'm really interested in what you all are doing, and I see you being able to monetize.
I have a question.
Oh, Brother Davis, is that you?
Yes, it is. Thank you, excellent show, CC. My name is Brother Davis. And listen, we just opened up organic farm. Now, during the process, we've taken a lot of pictures. So now we're moving into video since we got the greenhouse up, we got the planters in and that sort of thing. We turned all the soil. We're trying to give people understanding of how to move into organic growing as an entrepreneur. Your concept really gives us more of a list of ideas that we could literally incorporate into something like this here. So let me answer this here. First of all, I play fingerstyle guitar. Could I use my own music? And if so, would that be a copyright problem since I'm not a music writer?
Your own music being like you writing music or you making the music?
Well, I make the music my theme for the if we decide to go this way. We'll probably do the theme for our own theme for the presentation, and then beyond the presentation, it's going to be the application on how we put things together. It's also going to be the what we grow depending on the solstice and the time of year, as well as harvest time and growth time. You see what I'm saying? There's a number of things that are involved here. Not only do you put the seed in the ground, but you got to sustain it. You got to prepare the soil. There's a number of things along the way. I'm examining, since listening to you, the possibilities of putting videos together on a regular basis so that even as we go into other crops, we can make a presentation in reference to how we're doing it and the results that we're getting. So literally just give me a plethora of thought process, you know what I mean?
Right. If you use your own music that you make, there wouldn't be any copywriting issues. Due to the fact that the only reason we get copyrighted is because it's owned by a big company or it's owned by somebody that,
a person that took the initiative in copywriting their content or their music.
So if you make your own music, there shouldn't be any copyright problems. Granted, hopefully it doesn't sound like, anybody else's music, because if it does, then it might, get copyrighted, but it's more than likely not going to, because you made it your own and it's your own music. Now, you can go as far as making the music and then getting your copyright to the music you made. That way, if somebody were to use your music or somebody were to, copy the song that you created, that, they wouldn't be allowed to. But it's all really up to you. So, no, if you make your own music, it shouldn't be copyrighted.
Okay, let me another question. If I made a beat track, like a drum beat track or a bass beat track, would that be an infringement?
That also would, it's as long as you stay in, as long as you're not using somebody else's beat or, somebody else's lyrics or,
Excellent. My last question. Are there any tutorials on that we can look at to fine-tune our skill process?
I'm sure there are. I'm not, I don't know them specifically, but I'm sure if you look it up on YouTube.
You can type in things as such as how YouTube pays you, how to make money off of YouTube,
how to be successful,
how to make money off of videos.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm not even looking for that. I'm just looking for the opportunity to put the information out there so people can take advantage of it. If the numbers would grow like that, I would definitely consider the possibility.
Well, let me hold on, Brother Davis. Because it's YouTube University, I have a message. What you should do is just make some how-to farming videos, because that would be something that would be, tagged, and people would definitely look that up. So the how-to videos, if you're trying to show somebody how to do something.
How-to and DIY. DIYs are a big thing now. So do-it-yourself videos. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, if you could text that to me, Sisi, I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. And you have my phone number, so you can call me. But you guys,
I have a quick question, Sisi.
Oh,
sorry.
Sandra. Okay, go ahead.
Hey. You know what? This all sounds wonderful, and I'm really excited about doing my own YouTube videos. How might you advise, let's say, a small business owner or, someone who has a great concept or that they want to get their message out there? How would you advise them in terms of organizing all this information? Because, a lot of business owners don't have a lot of time. And so one of the things they're looking to do is if they're looking to incorporate these things into their business to promote their business, what would you say would be the most effective route to do that? What are some tips and strategies you can give them?
Well, you already have, since you have a business, right?
Yeah.
You already have a I guess you can say, a fan base, right? So off of that, I would say, speaking to your clients or your fan base on your YouTube video or what you're aspiring to do on YouTube, and get it in their mind as to, okay, she wants to make a YouTube, channel. We can look forward to making a YouTube channel. Then going further into, planning out, the days that you want to record, the scheduled days that you want to record, the scheduled days that you want to plan what you're going to record, the content that you're going to put out there, and then slowly but surely create YouTube videos and put them out, and then let your clients or your fan base know that, okay, I started my YouTube channel, and, my YouTube videos are going to be posted every Friday at 6. Just like, on a radio talk show, you guys have a certain time and a certain hour that people tune in. It's also, you can do the same thing with YouTube. Just have, what people would look forward to, and, just tell them to look forward to your videos, pretty much.
Also, you can put it on.
Right, but for the small... I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on, everybody. Real quick. What we're going to do is take a station identification break, and we're going to come back and be wrapping this up pretty soon, but I definitely want to get the message out for you, Sandra. So we'll be back. You're listening to BIB Radio on Black Talk Radio Network.
Radio since 2008, providing new black media for the masses.
Alrighty, everybody, we are back. You're listening to BIB Radio, and Sandra, let's go ahead and just re-ask your question real quick. Oh, Sandra, let me see. You're muted. Okay, Sandra.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so for the business owner who wants to make these videos and they don't have a lot of time to make the videos, and after they make the videos, they have to edit the videos and input the, let's say, introduction music and do the annotations. How would you recommend that they go about doing that if they only have a limited amount of time and they're working on their business?
Oh, those guys are muted. Hold on. Those guys are muted. That's me. Okay. Hold on, guys. There you go. Sorry about that. You're back in now.
It's okay. When we spoke about talking about networking with people, I would definitely find somebody that is comfortable or tech savvy and can edit videos and record. Being that you're wanting to focus on your business and you have little time to focus on actually recording, I would go as far as having that person, kind of shadow you throughout the day and kind of make it like a little vlog. I wouldn't say like a 30-minute vlog, but something small and something, short, just so they can see what your business is about and what you do on a day-to-day basis, or, 20 or 5 minutes of what you do on a day-to-day basis. But definitely have somebody that is tech savvy and somebody that has a camera. It can be, a family member or somebody that,
Yeah, as far as owning a business or having content that you want to share with people, I definitely agree with what Kayla said. I've watched some YouTubers growing up, and a lot of them that are busy like yourself, sometimes they even hire people to maybe videos, record them, and then also go do all the behind the scenes stuff that you might not have time to do.
That's smart. Yes.
Because YouTube is a time consuming thing, and it does require a lot of time and effort Sometimes we're up till 2 o'clock editing and trying to get content out. I also suggest having a schedule on when you're going to post your videos. The schedule will allow you to be consistent in posting your videos, because I know before we wanted to have a schedule, and we're probably going to go back to having a schedule, but we became further away from how many videos that we wanted to push out per week, and our viewers are taking note of that, and that we don't post as much as we used to. So
people are receptive to
consistency. So I definitely encourage having a schedule on when you post your videos,
and somebody recording you if you don't have time.
Thank you.
Right. Well, you all, I want to kind of wrap this up, but with all the wealth of knowledge that you have, I can't see you not monetizing this. I think that you all should be teaching. I mean, if you're not teaching this, like on a weekly basis, I think you're really leaving money on the table, because you all have really studied this craft. For you, it really should be more than just making videos. I think you could really, really be making some money on your expertise. So just keep that in mind and keep listening to this show. Link up with Scotty, because he's doing his Saturday call in, and you all may be able to get some more tips from him. But I really see you as a strong couple, being able to help people. And if you help people, you should be able to definitely profit from it.
Most definitely.
Robert, what do you think about that?
Oh, no doubt. You guys have helped me out. I'm gonna find out if there's some money on the table from that video with YouTube, now that I know how to approach that, because and we hear so much. I've heard so much about people, what makes it go viral and this, that, and the other. So thank you for your input. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for coming on the show.
Okay, Kayla and Ashton, so we need to let the people know how to reach out to you if they have questions, because this is, it's podcasted, so it'll be going around and around, and people will be contacting you like 5 months from now asking you, can you help me with this? And again, you could monetize this. So what I want you to do is let people know how to reach you, and where your channel's located, and the handle for your channel, that kind of thing.
So our channel, you can find us in the search engine on YouTube. Just type in AKTV. That's AK.TV.
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. My @ name is KEI_ALIA.
And my @ name would be Ashton Robert. It's ASHTONROBERTT with 2 T's. So Ashton Robert with 2 T's.
And those that don't have Instagram or Twitter, I also have a Facebook. My name on Facebook is Kayla Alton. It's KEILAOUTN. Messages are more than welcome.
Okay, well, I want you all to make sure that you go to our Facebook page, all capital letters, BIB Radio. Post your content in there at any time. You're now family. Anything that you need entrepreneurially, feel free to reach out to us, and we would love to help you with that. But we just want to tell you, thank you so much for joining us on your first radio interview. I'm so excited that I got to do it. So,
thank you.
So when you guys become like the YouTube sensations, I can say that I had them on my show first.
Don't forget about you.
Yes, well, best blessings on your careers. God bless you. May you do great things, and just stay together working on these projects, okay?
Yes,
ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Well, that was great. So, Sandra, what did you think about that? I hear you. Are you over there taking notes?
I am. They shed a lot of light on what the commitment involved in producing YouTube videos, because that's what you're essentially are becoming. You're becoming the talent and the producer but it's well worth it because you can make not only generate income, however, you can grow your following for whatever endeavor you have.
Absolutely. And somebody like you you have your book and you are, growing your audience. So, these tips were very helpful to you. But my thing is like, sometimes we worry about like what we look like. But I've seen many people, they go ahead and they put a hat on, just make sure that they have on some lip gloss.
I've seen people in the bed. In hair rollers.
In the bed? No.
In the hair rollers.
No, I think that's wrong. Now, I think you should be as professional as possible. If you're looking to monetize this, that's being a little bit too real, being in the bed now. Come on, you could get up, wash your face.
It is, but for some reason it works for some people. Hair rollers and under the covers. It's interesting.
Well, I say monetize it, but as for me and my house, we will be fully clothed. How about that? So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the first video that I would like to make, because I'm along the lines of the health and wellness myself. You and I talk about this a lot, but I'm thinking of my first video that I want. Well, of course, I've made many videos, but like to really kick this off after talking to Ashton and Kayla, I think that I want to do like a cooking video. Me and my daughter used to joke all the time, like, well, she was serious and I was joking, but she said that I should have a cooking show. And this was like 2011, and I always thought, okay, well, that would be cute, but now I'm like, okay, I do have certain little things that I like to cook, and Robert says that they're good. So I guess I might as well, go ahead and capitalize off of that and, just go through the motions of showing certain mistakes that are made in the kitchen and when people want to go vegan and it goes on and on. But yeah, I'm just thinking about the first real video that I want to make. And I definitely will be taking more of these classes that Scotty doesn't call it classes, but more of these classes that Scotty is teaching on a Saturday. Because I really enjoyed the first one that I attended, where he was talking about the music and all that. But yeah, so, wow, great interview. I enjoyed it. Are you enjoying yourself so far, Sandra?
Yes, I am. Excellent.
Cool.
I can't wait for the next guest.
Exactly. Let's go ahead. We're going to move on to the next guest. So our next guest is a friend of mine. My goodness. His name is Mr. Jonathan Robinson, and he is my computer go-to guy. At all times. I can call him, pulling my hair out like, oh my goodness, my computer is doing something. And remotely, he's able to go in and fix my computer. I think that is so amazing. Many people do this and they have the software. I don't know, but I don't deal with those people. I deal with Jonathan. He's great. I know that he has the ability to wire my whole building if I needed some sort of internet system going on. He's been an entrepreneur for a while, since he was 19 years old. Now he's still in his 20s, and he's done so many things. We're going to bring him on. He's going to talk about legal shields and a couple other things. So let's go ahead and bring him on now. Jonathan, you are live.
Peace and blessings, Queen.
How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you all this evening? You all have yes, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We got Sandra on the program, and also Brother Robert.
Peace and blessings, brother.
Yes, sir, and Black, same to you as well, brother.
And to all the listeners out there, it's great to have an opportunity to be able to be a blessing unto your ears for the next few minutes. I'm going to try to talk about and expose as much knowledge as I possibly can in the next few minutes of exactly what it is that brought me to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is someone who organizes and operates a business or several businesses, willing to take great risk, financial risk, in order to do so. One who's willing to take a risk in order to make for a betterment of themselves and for others, and be able to create jobs and so forth. And so, whatever questions that you all may have, sisters and brother, just go ahead. I'm at your disposal.
Well, no, why don't you just let us know about yourself, because you've been an entrepreneur since you were 19 years old. Now, tell me, did you grow up around someone who was an entrepreneur? How did you become an entrepreneur yourself?
To be quite honest, it took me back to when as a kid, my grandmother owned and operated a snack shop inside our local mall. And she also, my grandfather and my uncles and the family, from a family of preachers, they wound up getting together a youth center for the community. And my grandmother operated, she operated at the same time, brought me in as a kid and had me starting to work with her. She's deceased as of now. She died my last year in high school. I was 17 years old at the time. And I graduated high school and went directly to college on a scholarship, playing in the Texas Southern University marching band. And it gave me a lot of exposure, being in the different cities, the different climates, being able to see entrepreneurs and people going out their way, in order just to survive. I guess just the average everyday folks. What it really took to survive, to live, that's what made an entrepreneur out of everybody that was around me. So I guess to say I used the people that were around me, the community, the hunger in which I've seen in the youth and in some of the elders that had that spirit to want more, to do more for themselves. And I kind of adopted those principles for myself, because I never quite seen myself working for somebody all my life. I'm very knowledgeable in history, and I understand that from us as Black Americans, as folks say, here on this terrain, we moved from a different form of slavery directly over to another one, and that comes from chattel slavery directly to using us as corporate sharecropping, and the corporations using us, manipulating us as human resources in order to suck as much from us as they possibly can, in order to keep their businesses going and keep their businesses profitable, just as well as the prison industrial complex as well. All of these deals are factions through corporations, which really run this country as it is. It's an oligarchy. If we want to be able to survive, we have to go back to our very basic natural instinct, and that's doing whatever it takes in order to survive. And I think that's where I pull a lot of my energy from, being able and wanting to survive for myself, to now more wanting to see my people survive and see the people around me be able to thrive and do great things in their life.
Okay, so how do you do that? How are you ensuring that your people thrive? Because you're involved in a whole lot of community activism. I know that when you go on your jobs, like with your computer, what do you call it, technician stuff, that you constantly are like giving people information. So how is it as an activist you make sure that you're helping your people?
At the same time, being able to dedicate what I feel like my life's journey is. And I feel like with everybody that's put on this planet, if it were only meant for one of us to be put here to solve whatever problem that it is that we're having on this planet, then none of us would be here. None of the other of us would be even existing. Every last one of us has a strength, and we need to be able to pull that strength from every last person in order to be able to, in order to create the type of dreams that we have individually, as a unit. We all want to see each other thrive and strive. So I try to be like an open dictionary to my people, open thesaurus, whatever type of information that I have, I disclose it unto them. I don't want to die. I don't want to die full. I want to die empty. And so whatever resources that I found along the way, since being at the age of 19, really haven't had too many jobs to say. I decided that I was going to fend for myself and see if I could survive. And, you know, if you roll the dice and bet on yourself, more than likely you will win. You know, if you actually have it in yourself to want to win. And I decided a long time ago that I wasn't going to let nothing defeat me or let nothing defeat the people that I'm around. So every business that I've incorporated myself in, I wanted it to be a part of what the people really needed. I needed it to be what the people really needed in the community. Everybody needed computer help and IT work. And around my area, I live in Texas. Everybody that does that kind of work is of another persuasion. I put it like that. So it really wasn't nobody that our people could really trust to give their information, their computers to. They would have to go give it to someone who doesn't look like them. Therefore, their dollars leaving outside of their community. So as an entrepreneur, I decided to find a void in my community and fill that void. And going into the technician and into the IT world, I was able to help I do several businesses in order to keep the businesses communicating back and forth. I transformed from using copper to fiber optics, and I had to continue to educate myself. I do alarm systems, security systems, IP telephone systems, these deals in order to keep these businesses running. When these businesses are running and able to communicate, then these people's jobs are up and running because they have somewhere to go to work. You know, after a storm, that's usually when I'm in high demand because a lot of businesses are down. So I have to get everybody up. You can't communicate. They can't get the cash registers or anything working if they don't have proper communication. I deal with everything from high voltage to low voltage. I also am working I work in various fields, as I'm getting ready to say. I work in the IT field, any part of the IT field. I'm a computer engineer. I also have a solar business that we're putting together, and their website is on the PantherEnergyConsultants.com. What Panther Energy Consultants does is it's helping break us away from the grid. That's another tool that I'm using in order to emancipate or liberate us as a people by breaking us away from things that are constraining.
The energy company that you were telling me about, is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting information because it kind of all ties together because, you know, many people still don't know about solar energy and that they could actually be collecting money from the electric company itself because of the solar power. Talk to us about that.
The solar industry is growing right now at a record pace. The solar energy in the United States itself is booming, along with other foundations, and they're doing so much in solar research. They track the trajectories of the solar industry to demonstrate a diverse and sustained growth across the entire country. A lot of what I do see and what I don't see is a lot of people that look like us inside of what's getting ready to boom is one of our greatest industries inside of our country domestically. If we pay attention to what our brother Akon has done all across Africa, you know, what he's been able to do with different funds, being able to start academies and institutions to train people, put people to work and get them out in different fields, teaching them a skill and getting them to actually go do something that they can do to help themselves, help their community and better their lives. And that's everything that I want to be involved in, something that helps the betterment of somebody's life. Same way with the IT section. When I switched over to the solar industry, it was the exact same mind frame. But one of my other prize jewels is a company called Eagle Shield, and this is one of, like I say, everything that I do is geared towards helping to liberate us as a people. Or just us people in general. I want to tell you just a little bit about leadership. Now, I joined Legal Shield maybe about 2 years ago, and it started off as a multi-level marketing company. The company was an established company. It has a unique business model. It was established back in 1972, and there's approximately 4.2 million lives across the United States and Canada families have been signed up as members with this company since that time. What it does is it gives us access to proprietary system of quality law firms covering all 50 states and 4 provinces in Canada. So you as yourself as a person, we need access to liberties, equalities, opportunities, and the justice that every North American is supposed to deserve and expect, but we don't get that. As a people, we look at the climate of the things going on with us, from Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin. A lot of the times, I use Sandra Bland situation exactly. This is a sister who was very knowledgeable. The sister was very smart. She knew her rights. This is the only problem in the situation is the fact that she knew her rights, and she was dealing with an irate, irresponsible person at the time. Working off of their aggression, didn't want to hear anything that the young lady had to say, whether she was right or wrong. Now, what we do have is constitutional right, and there's no reason to have rights if we can't use them when we need them. So if I'm pulled over at 2:30 or 3:30 o'clock in the morning and something happens to me, I don't have the right to call my mother or call my father or call anybody to come and pick me up from the side of the road. At that time, the police officer can take the phone from me and do whatever he or she chooses to do. Because at that time, the only person that I have access or the right to talk to is I have the right to an attorney, and I have the right to remain silent. And the problem is a lot of us don't remain silent because we got a lot to say. And we know that we're not wrong oftentimes in most situations. But what we can do is put a buffer in between us and a heated situation. And that's what Legal Shield does for me and does for others.
Well, let me ask you this. So, I mean, we're definitely going to take a break in a second. But that's a very important topic that you brought up, Sandra Bland and, so many others. I mean, I lose track of all the names. I mean, we should be remembering the names, but it's been so many people that have died at the hands of police officers. So you're saying that people should have Legal Shield? Because I know before it was prepaid legal. I myself had gotten it at one time, but I don't know. I just have purchased many things, but I really didn't involve myself too much to understand what I had. But we know at some point in time in this life, we will need legal representation. Some people would say it's like a waste of time because the lawyers work for the government. Okay. I'm going to speak specifically on that. With Legal Shield, let's take the taxi industry, for instance, okay? Every last one of us, if we were in a strange city, if we happen to be in New York or somewhere like that, a metropolitan area, we needed a ride, we call a taxi. Now we grab our phones and we go to Uber, okay? Everybody used to go buy those Polaroid cameras back in the day, and take a picture, and we all huddle together and take a picture. And the person that snaps it, the picture comes out, and we take it out and we wave it, and everybody comes over to check the picture. Well, then Instagram came around, okay? And Instagram just transformed a simple way of doing what we already did. Facebook took the common way of socializing to one another. It took it to another platform. We all use lawyers. What Legal Shield is doing is creating their own digital disruptor.
the same way Netflix was created as a digital disruptor, giving us access at our palms and our phones, the greatest realty that we possibly have and that you can possibly have to advertise to anybody. Note right here is their phones, because 90% of the time, and according to statistics, 67% of a person's day, according to them being woke, is spent with their face inside of their phone.
Okay,
so that is baby realty.
Okay, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take our commercial break. You're listening to BIB Radio on Black Talk Radio Network. We'll be back after these short messages.
And live program scheduling, visit us on the web at blacktalkradionetwork.com.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to BIB Radio. We are rounding it up in our last half hour. Thank you, Mr. Engineer, for that royalty-free music that is so excellent. It sounds really great. I mean, we don't have to pay a darn thing. That's great. Sandra, so we've got to hone in on what Jonathan's talking about. I mean, he said so much in the last few minutes. Do you have some questions for him?
I do. First of all, thank you, Jonathan, for being on the show. You shared some very powerful information. In relation to the topic of solar energy, how would you suggest and encourage African Americans? Because first of all, let me start by saying a number of African American young people are coming out of college and they have degrees, and unfortunately they don't necessarily have developed skill sets that can actually feed them for a lifetime. And how would you recommend that a young person, whether they're coming out of school or maybe even a person who's slightly older who's looking at a career change, how would you recommend that they get involved in this? And what are some of the types of skills that they need in order to get involved, or what are some of the strategies that they can use in order to sort of tap into this growing industry of solar energy?
Okay, great question. And main focus is the opportunity. The opportunity is there. That's pretty much our greatest resource, is the fact that the opportunity is there. Just as the brother and sister said on the last segment, how they're able to use the internet in order to as a resource, as a guide. I've learned so many things in school, but the greatest thing that I learned overall was how to study. It wasn't what I studied, it was how to study. That way, if I learned how to study, that way I can self-educate myself. All of the resources are there for anything that we decide that we do want to do. I take a futuristic aspect towards everything. I don't think about what's good for right now, always what's good for 10 years, what's good for 5 years, what's good for 100 years. I have a 100-year plan. I suggest everybody make a 100-year plan. That's one of the most least selfish acts that you can possibly do. It's to not think about yourself, but think about the generations that come after you, as they also say in the Bible, to leave an inheritance for your children's children. In order to create opportunities like that, I've joined different businesses as well as Legal Shield, which gives me the ability to I help people get their wills signed up. And when they have their wills signed up, it's passing down generational wealth. as well as with the technology, we're creating and creating businesses that can be put into place that our children and our grandchildren can profit off of at some point. We have to put our foot in the ground and understand that this is our land just as much as it is everyone else's land. And in order for us to put our foot in something, we really need to get involved in industry. We as a people, our greatest GDP, gross domestic product, is music. And everybody is not fit to be in the music and entertainment realm. Sports stars make a lot of money, but at the same time, engineers make a lot of money. We have a lot of scientists that make a lot of money. The money is there if that's what we're really looking for. But we have to be willing to be humble and swallow our pride and to retool ourselves. If it takes us going back to a 9-month institution in order to get a certificate, in order to start somewhere when we already have a 4-year degree or we have a master's degree, be willing to humble yourself to continue to educate yourself, continue to be a student and learn.
Let me break in real quick, Jonathan. I don't want to ignore our chat line. We have somebody on here, he might be affiliated with you. He's saying, how can anyone talk about leaving a legacy if they don't even have the legal documents to do so? And he says, wealth transference is not practiced at all. So maybe you could talk about that a little bit. We do need legal documents in order to allocate who is supposed to get what. Now, we've seen it time and time again in families where things are not set up properly and everything just kind of goes to the dogs.
Oh yes, exactly. That's one of the most, in my personal opinion, as a parent, at that time that you create a child and you have a child and the child is brought into this world, at some point, we can't, continue to allow 5 years, 15, 20 years go by, and we not have proper wills in place. If we don't have a will, we definitely will leave a bill. I promise you that. And we don't want to leave that burden and that bear on our family members. At no point, as being someone that you love, and that's also a part of what I'm saying, create a 100-year plan. Being able to put back and make sure that you have generational wealth accumulating. And this is a lot what other persuasions do in order to continue to keep and create a legacy. A lot of what you can do, and a lot of people say, well, I have insurance policies, and my insurance policy is in place, and as long as I got my insurance is okay. I'm not knocking the insurance, but we have to use everything as a tool. The insurance is great. Also, take a look at getting a pre-need. A pre-need already pays for your funeral. Let's say you don't get a chance to make it all the way through until that time. Your funeral is paid for by whoever your pre-need company is with. It's also like an insurance company as well. This is something that pays for your funeral. The insurance money is therefore passed down to your family if you have legal documents in place and you're able to will all of your assets down to them. Because I know specifically in my state, and I know it is in most states, if you don't go direct, if you don't have a will in place, then your assets that you pass down for your folks, they're going to have to go to court for them. It's called probate. And the probate court, and they're going to go and fight the court system, and most of us know about this. Going to the court system in order to fight for whatever's left of our family members. And in order to make the transition smooth, in order to really create a legacy and to do something powerful, we're more powerful for what we can do for the generations after us, not what we can do for ourselves today.
That's word.
Create
Now,
generational wealth.
Hold on, we have an unmuted person real quick. Last four numbers 9309. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Great. This is Herman Davis calling from Beaumont, Texas. I appreciate the time, and I'm just soaking all this in. Great information that was given out so far. So I appreciate you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Davis, for joining us. Now, Brother Robert, you had a question.
Yeah. So
you brought up a point about when you pass and dying, and a lot of people don't have the proper paperwork in order. So I've heard of a will, I've heard of a living trust, and that type of thing. What is a will in definition, and what is a living trust in definition, and are they similar? What are the difference between the two of those? You know?
I think Brother Davis wants to answer that, if it's okay, Brother Jonathan.
That's perfectly fine. Brother Davis is a colleague of mine. This brother is very instrumental in my growth as an entrepreneur. I've learned a lot from this brother.
Well, let's go, Brother Davis. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. And I'll be short. This is what I want people to think about. And this is kind of what led me up to where I am today. I was working for the sheriff's department, young, but I noticed something. I noticed my colleagues, my coworkers, they had boats and beer leases and big trucks and all kind of stuff. And here I am, I'm struggling, a family man trying to make it. And we work for the same employer. So how in the world are they getting all these things, and we work for the same employer, and we getting paid the same amount of money? That's where I learned about wealth transference. See, what happened is you don't have to necessarily be wealthy to have wealth transference. That's the first myth out there. People think in their mind, I don't have a lot of money, so why would I leave something behind? I don't have nothing to leave behind. But what happened is their great-grandfather didn't have a lot, but what he did have, he had a will, because he understood exactly the laws of the land and what needed to be passed on. So in that will, he passed on all of his assets, all of his heirlooms and everything else. So the grandfather inherited that. So the grandfather himself didn't have a lot, but what he did have, he had what he had and what he had his dad had. So the grandfather learned about the will from his dad, so he put a will in place. So when he passed it over to his father. Now the father didn't have a lot of money, but what he had two generations who did it right, who passed the little that they had. And each generation, as they passed the little, it became more. And by the time it got to the father, it was a pretty nice deal. So now the son, because the father learned from his grandfather, which learned from his grandfather, they all had wills. So the son gets to inherit all this stuff. That's 3 generations of little stuff that adds up to be big stuff. See, what I've seen a lot in our communities is we don't practice wealth transference. We don't put that will in place. Because without a will, your family has to go to court. The judge is going to make a decision on what they get, who gets what type of estate taxes, and all kind of stuff. And we tend to start each generation off at 0. In other words, I get mine, you get yours. My dad worked hard for his. Now as a son, I got to work hard for mine. And we can't get ahead if each generation starts off at 0. So I'm a big advocate of a will. To answer this question, what a will does is, it's several things. Number one, you don't have to be rich to have one. Things that you have, trust me, your family will value. Everything from spoons all the way to, I've seen families fight over spoons. I've seen families fight over rocking chairs, because death in itself is hard, and people don't know how to react. So at least as a responsible man, what I have to do is I have to leave my family in a position that even the stuff that I own, that they don't have to fight for, that's right for these heirs. Any heirlooms and things like that. Also what it does, what people don't understand is, a will can really, especially if it's a split household. A client of mine, she was married to a gentleman for 19 years. He had a previous marriage of just 1 year. The gentleman died without a will. Guess what happened? They had to go to probate. The spouse of 1 year got half of his assets, even though he was married to one for 19 years. Why? Because when you die without a will, now it becomes just who makes the better argument. I have minor kids. I have 7 kids. I have a big family. And I know where my kids should go if something was to happen to me. I know things that a judge doesn't know, but if I don't put that in a will, then the judge is going to make a decision on who keeps my kids. And sometimes people can be good financially, but they're not good for my kids morally. But if I don't put that in writing, then I'm rolling the dice on that. So, we want a will to make sure that if we earned it, we should dictate where it goes. It keeps the families from fighting. When it comes down to trust, trust if something happens, if there's an inheritance, If you don't put a trust store in place, then, your child, if you leave them an inheritance, and if they're underage, in order to get that money, they have to go to a court and ask for that money and fight for that money. But if you put a trust store in place in the form of a trust, then you have someone that can allocate that funds, whether they're from education or medical use or something else like that. Because if there's no trust store in place, then they would have to go before the court, petition the court to get the money that they rightfully have. And you can allocate somebody for that, within that. But these are documents, if you're talking about wealth transference, we can't talk about leaving inheritance for our kids, and we don't even have the legal documents to do it. So 90% of my community don't have a will. That's a problem. But it first begins with education.
So let me ask you, Brother Davis. So what do you think that is? Do you think that, because I've heard this a lot, that we don't put these things in place because even speaking of death makes us feel like we're going to bring on death?
Yeah, well, I say you got to get over that, because death is a fact of life.
Right.
I mean, it really is. I mean, the leading cause of death is life. That's what causes it. You live and you die. It's a fact of what we have, and if we don't face those things, same thing with, now we've gotten better over the years with life insurance. We've gotten better over the years with free needs, but we haven't gotten better over the years with the will. And I think most people, it's not that they don't want to get it. There's two reasons why most people don't get a will. Number one, they're confused. They don't know what to do. They don't know if to go online and go through LegalZoom. They don't know if to go to the library and get a will kit. They don't know if they can get a hookup through an internet site. And they sure don't want to go to an attorney, because an attorney, a probate law firm, which they should go to, by the way, because it's not about getting one. It's getting one that can be properly executed. They should go to, but it's very expensive for my family. It was going to run us $2,300 to get our will, our medical power of attorney, and a healthcare directive. If I have to choose between paying $2,300 to get a will or paying $200 to keep my electricity on, the will's just going to have to wait. So most households are competing with the price, even though we should make it a priority. But, like my brother Robinson said, with companies like Legal Shield does that at no cost. That's just included in membership. So there's other options that are making themselves available. But the important thing is get something in place. I definitely wouldn't recommend any online posts or, any online services or kits or library stuff, because, there's a reason why they charge a lot to do it, because they understand the process. You want to go to someone who understands the probate process, not just to put something together and do a napkin will where you can sign it, because those things can be easily contested in court, and a lot of times you'll run into difficulties, or your family will.
I got a question for you. Now, I just did, I try to do a little homework. I asked the question, the difference between the two. And one thing that I just read about this living will thing is, although it is set up to, the last will names a person to act as an executor of the estate responsible for carrying out the individual's wishes and dispersing the individual's property and assets accordingly. A last will can be used to name multiple beneficiaries to an individual's estate, as well as specifically leave certain individuals out of that inheritance. Last wills become effective only upon the death of an individual, but they do not always prevent probate hearings. Now,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, and I was reading further about the what was that? A living trust, which, see those differences, because when we give this information to our people, we want to be clear in what we're suggesting to our people, because if you don't have a will, you definitely going to probate court. That's for sure. But now, if we say if you have a will, and then we're saying that a will keep you out of probate court, but that's not true in all cases. So,
go ahead.
No, so because I asked that question because even though I don't have a will or what is the other one?
Power of attorney?
Yes. No, the trust. I dealt in my last real estate deal. The real estate itself was tied up in a trust, which the guy that I bought it from, me and him were real cool. And he was telling me about why he took a trust out, and it gave him power over the whoever he named as the trustee. As soon as he died, automatically became the power of attorney over that trust, so that there would be no chances that that piece of property would go into probate court.
Yeah, and you are correct. Of course, trusts are more expensive than wills. Wills are expensive, but trusts are even more expensive. And trusts, you usually avoid probate. Now, I want to clarify. I didn't say that you didn't have to go through probate, but if you don't have a will, a judge is going to make those final decisions. Now, if you have a will, you still have to go through probate hearings because a judge is going to be the official person that probates the will. So he still has to probate the will. Now, depending upon how sound the will is, because I've seen some wills that are great in my law enforcement days when I used to work courts, but I've seen some wills that were, for lack of better terms, garbage. That's why I said when you go through these will kits online and stuff like that, they're not state specific and don't contain specific type of language. Anyone can contest a will. A will is contestable, but just because it's just like anybody can sue you for anything. But if you go through the right attorneys, if you go through the right firms, and if you have the job done, yeah, they can come and contest it. But if it's solid, then you have a chance of your family getting everything in inheritance. And you made a good point. If you don't have anything at all, then you're just out on a limb. You can just forget about talking about, anything else. But trust will avoid you probate. Wills won't avoid you probate court at all. As a matter of fact, I think in the United States last year we had $2 billion spent just on probate court fees. The majority of that, go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I would assume that upon getting a will, you definitely want to do that. Well, either which one, because when I dealt with the guy that we were trying to sell his property, I had to deal with his attorney before they actually gave me the power over that piece of property to go ahead and move forward with it. I dealt with his attorney, but I saw in that I learned from that experience. I said, wow, that's interesting that, he had it in a trust, which I found out that most successful people will automatically have it in a trust rather than do a will.
Yeah, because you're dealing with more assets and property with trust, and they can avoid. There's actually some tax benefits for having it in a trust, and you can actually avoid the probate situation all around. But if you're talking about, and I hate to use the word ordinary, but typical citizens that are working for a living and everything else, the will is the first step that they need to take, because that's going to give them some type of shield and at least some type of security, so they can make sure that things pass on to their family members. Trusts are a lot more expensive, but you do avoid the probate cost. And you avoid the probate.
Let me ask this, because we've gotten all into the will and trust, and Legal Shield definitely represents a large gamut of legal matters and issues. And we only have, oh my gosh, a few minutes, but it's okay, because what we're going to do is make sure that our listeners have your information, Jonathan's information and your information, Mr. Davis, so they can reach out to you if they have more questions, because like I said before, the show is podcasted, and so you may have someone contact you 5 months from now and be like, oh, I heard you on the show talking about Legal Shield. How can I be a member, or how can I become a representative? So let's talk real quick about the opportunity to earn through Legal Shield.
You want me to take that, Mr. Robinson, or what?
You got it, brother.
Well, I like our business model. Simply because it doesn't matter what education background you have, how much experience you have. It's simply a sharing model. Legal Shield, the problem with Legal Shield right now, the challenge with it, is that 2/3 of people don't know we exist. So the company's built a sharing model that you can share this with folks through tools. You don't need to know a lot. I started this working very part-time. I was working about 60 to 80 hours a week in my full-time job, watching my kids grow up in front of me. And I was seeking something so I can increase my income because I believe in a debt-free living. And when you believe in debt-free living, being a cash spender, cash is your biggest asset. Your income is your biggest asset. So they have an easy system in place that literally anybody can plug into. And I know people use this all the time, but you can plug into that system and share something that can help people. These are the facts of what got me here. I think we have a product that most people need because if attorneys make the law, if they interpret the law, if they defend the law, if they prosecute the law, and if everything we do is under law, why in the world wouldn't you have an advocate for that law? We're playing a game that we don't even know the rules of. And if you play a game that you don't know the rules of, do you win or lose? You lose. And that's how, by default, our society is. That's why we're so confused. So we have something that everybody needs. We have something that everybody affords because instead of paying $300-400 an hour, the going rate is $20 a month for an entire family nationwide. We have something that everybody needs, they can afford, but we have something that nobody really knows about. We got about 2% market penetration, so I think the membership is about 4 million subscribers right now as we're recording this. So to me, I'm not a smart businessman, but I do know an opportunity when there's no competition, there's a wide span. You have something that's affordable, and you have something that when you talk to somebody, most likely they don't have it, so they can get it for you. I saw it and I jumped on it. And plugging into the system, it's really, my wife and I are stay-at-home parents because of it with our 7 kids.
Well, I think you're right. This is something that you definitely will need. You need legal representation somewhere in your life, and people, don't know where to start when that happens. Let's say you get pulled over and something happens. Let's say your landlord has kicked you out for whatever reason. Somebody hurt your child on the playground and the school didn't do anything. There is a large, you could be involved in a legal matter at any time. And normally I don't like multi-level marketing. I despise it, but this is something that people need. I do believe it. Now, I don't have a full-on experience with Legal Shield, but I believe that if our listeners have an opportunity to continue to educate through you and Jonathan is a trusted friend of mine. So if they have the opportunity to continue to educate themselves through you, that would be great. I would love to offer them that opportunity. So let's let them know first, Jonathan, how would they get a hold of you to get more information?
Okay, in order to get a hold of me to get more information on the Legal Shield, you'll visit me at my website, www.legalshield.com/HUB/Jonathan Robinson, all together, and it's JONATHANROBINSON.
Perfect. Okay. So, Mr. Davis, what about you?
Well, and I would like to really actually defer everything to Mr. Robinson, if you don't mind. I'm just a guest. I'm helping him out. And if there's any questions, of course, they can get my contact information directly from him if they want to speak with me. But I'm just, he shared the honor of being on the show, and I wanted to return it. But I did want to mention one thing. You did say about multi-level marketing. And I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't start off that way. We're actually not a MLM company. A lot of people consider us that way, but we actually started out just as a regular insurance company. What most people don't know is we have a strong B2B deal where we can actually offer, believe it or not, over 150,000 businesses, companies offer our service as a voluntary employee benefit that we can protect truck drivers and everything else like that. So we protect small businesses and stuff like that. We actually have people that work this business and just do personal sales to make a multiple 6-figure income without recruiting anyone whatsoever. So I just want to throw that in because sometimes when people hear MLM, they kind of cringe. We do have some aspects that you can recruit and build a sales force if you want to, but we also have some professional aspects about our business that if you wanted to work with more business owners in the B2B space, that you can still do that. So I just wanted to just add that into it.
Well, that is an excellent adage there because, you know, people are skeptical these days. People don't have money to be wasting. And I know that as times are changing, people are looking to be entrepreneurs, and that's what we like to help out with. That's why I invited Jonathan on so that he could, you know, because he's so savvy in a whole lot of things. I mean, he didn't even get to talk about half the things that he's involved in because we only have an hour for him. But yes, so listeners, please reach out to Jonathan through his webpage that he gave to you. But unfortunately, like it happens every week, the time has come to a close here. We have got to end the show. We want to thank our guests for coming on. We want to thank Sandra for co-hosting. She had to dip out early, but it's okay. You'll hear more from her later. I want to thank my co-host, Brother Robert, for being here with me every single week. And of course, thank you, Scotty, for all that you do for the network and our program. But thank you, everybody. Join us next week at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time for BIB Radio. Good night, everybody.
Good night.